Hey everybody, welcome to Stripped with Will Edwards, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We are excited for tonight's show. Let me just say this: tonight's show is going to be different from any other show, and you'll see when you see the wide shot. I have no papers in front of me at all, no papers. This is actually I did not write the interview for this show because I just wanted a really cool and raw and open communication with my guests. So I hope you guys are ready for this. I may not be, but I hope you guys are. But let's get down to business. Our guest this evening, she's a writer, she's an author, she's a mom, she's a friend, she's a model, she's an actress. Ladies and gentlemen, Khalilah Yasmin. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, I did it right. Shake
you did
my
perfect.
hand.
I'm sorry.
There it is. It's okay.
I didn't know what you were doing.
I don't know. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah? All right, we're going to get to the book later.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my very best not to blotch this whole interview up and make you look as good as possible. So let's start off with the 6 not so random questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excellent. Number 1. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
It would be the ability to touch anyone and heal them from whatever ailments they had.
Why is that?
I feel like healing is important, and I feel like people would live better lives if they didn't have certain ailments.
Interesting. Because when I ask myself that question, I'm like, I want Wolverines. I want to live forever and I want to regenerate.
Well,
But
that's fun.
But I'll help other people with it. now that I feel a little selfish about
No, yours is good.
about the whole thing. I feel terribly selfish. I'm going to share the show. Can I do that
Yeah.
real quick? We're going to share it. Did you share it already?
I did.
Oh, boom. I just shared it. So, back to you. Number 2. If you had an opportunity to go back in time and change one thing, what would it be?
In my lifetime or just in time?
In your life.
Ooh. If I could go back in time and change one thing in my life, I would have moved to Vegas sooner.
Move to Vegas sooner. From where?
From Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
I don't like snow. And I feel like I suffered through the snow for no reason.
So long. So long. What is this is number 3. Number 3 is, what was the last bucket list item that you checked off of your list?
The last one I checked off of my list. Let's see. Let me think of something appropriate. Okay, appropriate. Publishing my 3rd book.
Yeah. That was on the list.
Yes.
And you clicked it off.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that during another segment. Other thing. Okay. Number 4. You ready?
Yes.
Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Oh.
You can tell us. It's just friends here.
Let me think.
You have that many famous people in your phone that you have to think about one?
I'm skipping past some people. Let me think.
Wow.
Not that person. I don't know. Pass. Bonus. We get a bonus question now.
What does that mean?
That means you get to ask me something else
Is
because I
this
didn't answer
new?
that one.
So you're not going to answer the most famous person in your phone? Are you not going to do it?
No.
Because now I have to dig. You see what happens here? This is what happens
I'm a
on
professional.
Strip. I know you are, but I'm just saying, it's okay to say one name.
Most famous person in my phone. Who do I want to reveal? That's the problem.
You want? It's not like I'm gonna go and
And
chat
tell
with them
people?
and call them or anything.
But what if they're watching? Oh, okay. I can say this one. The one that's my favorite. Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Yeah, there you go.
There
That's
you
a good
go.
one.
That's a good one. How did Sinbad get into your phone?
We met a long time ago when I first moved to Vegas, randomly, and it was great because he's my favorite comedian.
Nice.
And then we became friends, and yeah.
Good for you. Fantastic. Number 5. What is your guilty pleasure? in terms of food?
Ooh, in terms of food.
How about we're gonna do it. Food, TV.
Okay.
Go.
Guilty pleasure in terms of food. I like all the potatoes.
All of them.
All of them.
Wow.
I could live on potatoes. Fried, baked, hash browns,
mashed potatoes,
Pringles, tater tots, twice baked.
Man, you got it all down.
Anything
Boiled.
but raw. I don't like them raw. I've tried it.
You tried it raw?
I did.
I did too when I was a kid. It's okay. It's not the best.
No.
Like you couldn't sit and eat a whole plate full of raw.
It wasn't worth it.
No. All right. So I asked you a question earlier. I think it was question number 2 or number 3 about going back in time and changing something. So now, just overall in the world, what would you change if you could change something?
Ooh. That's something. Because it's going back and changing the world. I believe in the butterfly effect. So you change this one thing, you might make a bunch of other awful things
let me just say something. This show is not like the hot tub time machine. We're not actually going back. But just for the sensibility of who you are as a person, what would you have changed?
And if I change this thing, it would change.
Nothing's changing at all. You're just gonna tell me.
There would have never been segregation.
Nice. I like it. So let me ask you this question. You're a mom.
Yes.
You have a son.
Yes.
And obviously you're beaming, so you must be very, very proud of that young man. In where we are today in terms of where our country is and what has happened in this country in relationship to police and young black men, does that frighten you?
It does. And that's something that I constantly talk to him about. I always tell him that whatever he does, there's more eyes on him because, unfortunately, the world that we live in is often, what word do I want to use? Prejudice.
And a bit unfair.
Yes, and a bit unfair. So he's going to have to work a little bit harder to be seen as good.
I agree. And here's the thing that's really not great about what you just said, and not other than the unfairness of it, is that that's all I could remember. You know what I'm saying? Like coming up, you were always told by teachers, you have to be better. Yeah. Especially if I had a black teacher, right. and a black teacher was harder on you because you had to be even far better than anybody else.
This is so true.
You know what I mean? Like, and it couldn't look like they were siding with you because they were black and you were black. But I had a white teacher tell me that he wouldn't teach me.
They knew the obstacles that were out there, and they just wanted to prepare us for them as our teacher.
Yeah.
The obstacles were going to be different for a black child than for the white children in their class.
Yeah. If you had one lesson, you raised this young man. And if there was only one thing that stuck in his mind as a lesson that you taught him, what would the one thing be?
There's so many. It's very hard. This is kind of a dual lesson.
Okay. It's okay. We'll take it.
Integrity versus character. Because integrity means doing good when no one's watching. And I feel like that's important. Especially with social media, I feel like a lot of people present one facade to the world and then they're a complete different way.
They're a mess.
When there's no cameras
rolling.
They're
a mess behind the scenes. Right?
So it would be integrity.
Integrity. I like it. It's important. You know what's funny about that too? Is that you don't hear that word as much anymore.
True.
In the world.
Because most people now are concerned with likes and follows and popularity.
I like to go back. Not go back. I'd like to reintroduce the word integrity to the world. I think that would change how we do it. What does your son think of you?
What does he think of me?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask him.
Mm-hmm. What do you think he thinks?
He thinks I'm just mom.
You're just mom.
Yeah.
But you've written 3 books.
Like when I show him my accomplishments, he's like, cool.
How old is he?
He'll I'll be 17 in December.
Holy! First of all, you can't have a 17-year-old kid because you look 17 yourself.
Had him when I was 3.
What do you think? How do you think others perceive you?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to know. Sometimes I say I want to know, but then...
Well, how do you feel you're perceived? Let's take, for example, you're just out having a nice time, you're sitting at a bar, you're having a cocktail. How are you perceived?
Approachable. I'm the person that people come and sit by in a room full of chairs, and there's a room full of chairs, they sit right here. And I'm, okay, it's fine, I guess.
What can't you tolerate? Like, what is it that just drives you bananas?
Unkindness.
Mm.
And people picking on people because of their disability, skin color, or socioeconomic status. I hate that with a passion.
I asked this question to another young lady, another black young lady that was on the show. I'm going to ask you the same question. Is it harder being black or being a woman?
I'm not going to cuss, but
Wow.
they're both equally difficult. I was going to say the other F word. They're both difficult.
Yeah. Do you find that, that people are, not everybody, but some people look at you and go, oh,
yeah,
I'm not taking this girl seriously. She's,
yes.
she's a little girl.
Yes. Well, that and I've had people, because of my name, think that I'm a certain way, or I might be uneducated because my name for them is difficult to pronounce. And that's always been difficult.
Yeah. But it's a good name.
Yeah.
There's not many out there.
There are actually.
Get
There's
out.
at least 5 on my Facebook page.
Wow.
Hmm. And it was Muhammad Ali's wife's name. That's what I was named after.
Oh, now we get
It's popular in Arabic culture.
And your mom loved Muhammad Ali, obviously.
Well, she liked the name. She saw it in a magazine and she thought his wife was pretty, so she was like,
boom.
yeah.
There it is. There it is. So let me just say, the other young lady that said that she said the same thing. I can't separate it. She said, when I walk in a room, I'm a black woman, and that's just the way it is, But you've found a way to rise above all that.
But I think people see first. I don't think they see first that I'm a woman. They see first that I'm black.
Interesting.
In my experiences and the interactions I've had with people, I know that's what they see first.
Wow. Interesting.
Especially with some of the expectations they have in the dialogue that's presented at me. Oh, I expected you to be like this or this. I'm like, is that because of my skin?
Let me just say, so I've had people. I've had people like, yo, what up, yo? What's going on? I'm like, dude, first of all, number one, have I ever spoken to you that way?
Right.
Like, why are you talking to me that way? And it's usually a white guy, right? And I'm like, why are you talking to me like that? I've never spoken to you in that way. No, stop.
Because of representation.
Stop.
Representation in the media. And if that's all they're exposed to and that's all they see, that's what they expect.
Okay. I'll take that. It's time for our little segment we call Let's Get Down to Business. Jackson, 7 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Thank you. You ready? So this segment is just all about what you do and your business.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about this fantastic book, Entertaining a Shadow, which is your 3rd publication.
Yes.
So this is my copy. She didn't give me this copy, everybody. I bought this copy. And when she walked in, she's like, oh, did I give it to you? I bought it. Amazon. I bought this copy for myself. So, emotional. I mean, like I think highly or very on the edge of like emotional overload.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, well.
I think so. Did
Did
you
you
think
feel?
that?
Did you feel when you were reading it?
Of course. But
Well, then
did you
that's-
did you think that when you were writing it?
Well, that's part of my goal is to make people feel something. I feel like entertainment and education alone should make people feel something, because if you make people feel something, you've incited action. And if you can incite action, you can incite change.
So why this book?
In regards to
Just why? Why this book? Why this story?
it
And let's not get into it. Let's not get into it, Jackson. We're gonna talk like very very little bit about it, but you got to buy the book. You got to go on Amazon. You have to buy the book. You have to read the book. We're gonna talk a little bit about it. We're not giving away anything. There's no spoilers or anything of that nature. We're just gonna talk a little bit. You gotta buy it. You have to buy it. Why this book?
why not? It was the story I wanted to tell.
Yeah.
There's a quote by Chuck Palahniuk, and it says, "Write about the issues that upset you. Those are the only issues worth writing about."
And what upset you so much that you actually published a book? Like, people get upset all the time, but no one just gets upset and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write me a book. What upset you?
Well, I guess one of the issues in the book is there's a lot of sexual issues. I feel like people shame people too much for sex when that's why we're all here. Like, I mean, there may be a few that got here without actual intercourse, but the majority of us are here because at some point, two people got naked and made things happen.
Man, maybe they didn't get naked, but go ahead.
So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a forever psychology student, and I feel like it's important. I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Well, so I'll ask another question. What did you want? What did you want me to feel after reading this book?
Everything.
Interesting.
I wanted you to be aroused. I wanted you to be angered. I wanted you to be sad. I wanted you to be inspired.
I'll tell you, the beginning, I was a little freaked out.
Good.
She's so excited about it. I was so freaked out about that first.
That's my favorite emotion to bring out of people. Is freak out.
Well, you know, I was nervous. I'm like, she'll never make it in jail. You know what I mean? That was what I was thinking.
She might have.
She might have, but man, of course, here's what happens when you're reading anything. You think of yourself in that place. And I thought, you know, I am way too pretty for prison. So, and very soft. I lotion every day. So I would, you know,
you put
I
some
couldn't do
lotion
it.
on the skin.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be able to do it. Are there any other books coming? But whoa, before you ask that, you have two others.
Yes. Only one of them is available. The first one I published in 2004, and there was only a limited amount printed.
Oh,
so
okay.
that one's done. And
Number two, we can still get.
yes, that's on Amazon as well.
And the title of that one?
Sublimation. It's a psychology and a science term. That's why I chose that.
Interesting. She's going to have you feeling stuff, guys. If you don't want to feel anything, don't buy the book.
That's the point of human existence, is to feel something. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think that any kind of literature, good literature, bad literature, whatever it is, you know, you read to invoke something. You read to get power, or the knowledge of it gives you more power. And I think that tapping into the things that you were talking about, that's in this book, you know, the things that you were talking about, those are things that we as human beings have to tap into. Like, we think we know ourselves, but we don't.
True. Sometimes we don't, like, sometimes when people ask me, what would you do if this happened? And I'd like to answer a certain way, but we really don't know until we're presented with that situation.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, I guess this is what I would do.
Okay. It makes sense. It makes sense. So if I said to you, if you knew that you were going to be on a stranded island,
Mm-hmm.
and you could only take 3 things, what would they be?
Wow. Wait, are there animals on this island? Or like something to
Like to
the
eat?
things growing
Yeah,
to eat?
yeah, there's stuff growing there.
Okay.
There are no wild animals. Nothing will be able to kill you there.
So what would I take on this island?
Yeah, what would you take? 3 things.
All right. I would take a boat. I would take a speaker so I could listen to music. And I would take a lot of fresh water. But I'm coming back, so obviously.
Listen, I've asked that question before. No one's ever said a boat. That's good. No, that's good. Okay, we've Jackson just told me we've ended. Let's get down to business, and I've already moved on to other questions. Anyway, so what do you? So you write to get people to feel things. What do you want people to know about you, about Khalilah? What is it about you that you are most proud of?
That I'm most proud of? The creation I'm most proud of is my son.
Nothing wrong with that.
What else?
What do you want people to know about you?
You'd have to give me a category. I don't know. Kind of private, so I'm like, I don't know what I would want people to know about me. Like, you gotta tell me, like.
You, the person, you who you are. Look, I think that we all have this thing, right? And we have our private part. I was gonna say private parts. That's not what I meant. What I meant was we all have our private lives that we like to keep private because there's solace in that, and there is love in that, and positive energy in that. But there is a part of us that the when we step out and write books and we do stuff, then we become we put ourselves in the public eye.
Okay.
A little bit, you know what I mean? So
what do
you want the fans to know? You have a fan page. I don't have a fan page. You have a fan page.
A friend encouraged me to do that
You have
so
a
I could
fan
share my
page.
public posts
Understood.
publicly.
Of course. A fan page. What do you want your fans
You need a
to know?
fan page.
Oh, stop it.
You have fans. You have more fans than I do.
No, there's no way. You've probably been at this far longer than I have. I'm serious. So what do you want them to know? What do you want your fans to know about you?
I love to create. And it's not just creating things that make people feel something. I like to create things that make people think. Because those are the things that I like to experience or watch or even listen to.
I had a conversation with someone the other day just about the idea of love. And we, it's not very popular, my stance on this. But I believe that it is less about romance and more about the power of your decision to be in love, or to love something, or to love someone. You decide, I love this thing. How would you define love?
How would I define love? Yeah, that's my favorite topic too. I should have this.
You should boom. It should be rolling off of you.
How would I define love? Well, there's so many different types of love.
Yes,
Because romantic love is a type of love.
it's true. I agree.
But that's not necessarily lasting love. I feel like love is prioritizing somebody else's happiness over your own, as long as it's within reason. Like, I'm not going to...
Do you really think that? Prioritizing someone else's?
Well, within reason, like this. Like, for instance, if I know my son needs a kidney,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him my kidney.
But let's talk. But talk about Let's talk about romantic love, right?
Okay.
For a second. So, I always say that if you're in a relationship with somebody, I can't make that person happy. That person has to make themselves happy in the situation that we are in.
Right.
You
But
see
you
what I'm
can
saying?
contribute to that happiness
I
by
can't-
whatever is unique about you.
Of course. But that thing is what makes me happy. You see where I'm going with that?
What thing is what makes you happy?
Whatever I do for my wife, it makes me happy to do this thing. You know what I mean? So, although I'm contributing to her happiness, I am not making her happy. I'm making me happy at the same time.
Or it could be reinforced, like it's something that she's already told you, I like when you do this.
Yes.
And so you continuously do this, therefore, everybody's happy.
That is true. How do you define love?
It's a loaded question. I feel like love is defined differently by each individual. But love for me is also different in its different categories. Because like I said, for somebody like my son, I would do anything for. Romantic love, I've learned my lesson doing anything for those.
Uh-oh.
But there's...
You're lucky we only have 4 more minutes. Because man, we would have gotten into some stuff here.
I feel like it's wanting somebody else's happiness and enjoying spending time with that person without necessarily having to do anything at all. Wanting the best for that person, even if you're not there to experience it with them.
Wow. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So if in the grand scheme of things, in terms of what's happening in our world today, you had the power alter our reality right now, what would you pick? What area would you alter?
Remember the thing I said earlier about healing?
Yeah.
Well, I would combine that along with the other thing I said about segregation.
Yeah.
So I would find a way to make us equal.
You know, it's funny. You say that because I think what does it make sense to me? Like I joke, I write jokes about racism in my show, right? I joke about racism when I do stand up and da da da. But what's funny is that the reason I joke about it is because it's so ridiculous to me.
It is. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid.
You know, and there was I heard a song today that I finally started to pay attention to, and it was like, well, I have dreams and you have dreams, and I have hopes and you have hopes, and I have blood and you have blood, and I have a kid that I want, to be the president of the United States. You have a kid who you want to be whatever you want him to be, and you look at all of that and you go, why is it that one group can hate another group when all we're trying to do is survive better as human beings?
Yeah. I don't know what it would be like to be on the other side and hate somebody for something that they had no choice in.
Well, the other thing too is that I think people have experiences in life, and instead of going, that's an isolated incident that happened, like, although that guy was black, he was bananas. You know what I mean? Like, this dude was just bananas, and that's who he is. I think racism takes it to another level where you go, that I got attacked by this dude that was bananas. He was black, so all black people are bananas.
Right.
And I think that's where it gets just weird and crazy and ridiculous. But I think that as a people, if we look back and go, you know what, everybody wants the same thing.
But they're generalizing it by just the skin color. Why not just go ahead and just say all humans?
I don't know. I think it's easy for people to do that.
To just categorize it. Oh, let's put you in this box over here. Here's the pink crayon. Here's the green crayon. I don't like green crayons.
I love green.
I love green.
It's my favorite. It's the way of our world. I mean, I think that I think that what you're doing with your son is important.
Yeah.
I think that more of that is important. You know what I mean? I don't want to bring down the interview, but I'm just saying I think it's important.
Ultimately, even how people are raising their children have their own choice. Yeah. So I can say whatever I want. I can raise them up the best way I know how, and he can still do whatever he wants.
It's true.
And abandon all the principles I've taught him if he chooses to. It's
true, but they're there. Whether or not he abandons them or not, those principles are there.
Where's the camera?
Is
he watching?
Is he watching?
If you're watching,
you're in one. Go ahead. Tell him you're in one. No, but it's true because we do everything that we can to make it better for others. Like I was just at a funeral, and my cousin, her kids are just grown now, like grown, and I was like, they're grown, but they're two very handsome, very intelligent young black men. And my initial response was, reach out, do something for them, help them, give them advice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because once you pop out of there and you're a black dude, that's it. Right. You know what I mean? It just comes from the beginning. But thank goodness that we have mothers like you who care and love and beam whenever you hear his name or you talk about him, and you do the best that you can. And maybe sometimes they don't know how much you sacrifice, but we appreciate it.
He'll know one day. Just like I called my mom several times and apologized to her.
I had Tori Russell on the show, and Tori Russell, he is the founder of Broadway in the Hood, and I asked him the question, if you had to go back in time and change one thing, what would you do? And he says, I would have been better to my mother because I didn't get it when I was coming up. I did not know what she was sacrificing. I did not know what was happening in her adult world just to keep us with a roof over our head and shoes on our feet and so forth. And I think about that a lot because we you think I joke about this. I say, "Oh, Mom, I'd like some Nikes," and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna buy you these Mikeys." And I'm like, there's not the same thing. She couldn't afford the Nike.
Understood.
What she was doing was dinner, a place to live, a place for you to sleep, school, and your Mikeys. So we take our hats off to you as a mom and as a black woman in this country. We appreciate you and everything that you do. We appreciate you being here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. There you have it, everybody. Listen, you gotta check out the book.
It's only $7.77 on Amazon.
It's $7.77, and this is my purchase, and I'm gonna get her to sign it. But check out the book. Go on Amazon. Check it out. Khalilah Yasmin, entertaining a shadow. You're gonna feel something. I'm just gonna tell you that. And tune in next week when we're going to have actress, model, singer. Holy crap, she does everything. Ellie Brown will be here.
Ooh, I love her.
In the building, and we've been in several movies together. So I'm very excited to have her here. Once again, thank you to Khalilah Yasmin, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye, everybody.